Dylan and the Green Storm is a webtoon that I have been working on since 2020. Now it's almost 6 years later, 2 years after I started my hiatus. So yeah, season 2. I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I didn't know if I had the time, the space, maybe even putting another 4 years into this webtoon. It's an imperfect project, and a lot of the story doesn't really make sense anymore. There are parts that I just don't like. There are episodes and arts that look funky and weird, but redrawing it is not something I'm going to do. A big part of making a webtoon like this is accepting that not every piece of art is going to look good. Sometimes giving up and starting a new project feels like a better way out. But I just know that I want to finish this project. I put 4 years of my life into it, even with lots of breaks. I know that I can finish this, and I will. Because if I do that, then I can do anything. So I will make season 2. And the art needs to be a little bit updated, to be honest. A lot of it doesn't look the way I wanted to. I had trouble with some designs of the characters, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to redesign some Dylan characters and making their season 1 designs fitting for season 2. Some characters will just get slight updates, but some of them look a little bit more different. But those changes all make sense and I will explain them to you later. One thing I do want to say is that I will not be going into spoiler territory too much with this video, but there will be some small season 1 spoilers. So if you haven't read season 1, go and do that. It's a pretty easy short read, I think. First of them all is Zoe. Zoe is the second protagonist from this story. She doesn't get a lot of changes. I just wanted to draw her because I wanted to get her proportions right. I will be using this drawing as a reference too for later projects. This is just like the exact proportions that I want Zoe to be. That's also why I've redrawn her here. She will probably not look like this the whole of season 2. You can kind of expect her character to change, but I will not be drawing any of the changes of the characters I make. So I changed Carlos most of all the characters. I thought he needed a little bit more of a mature look, so that's what I gave him. The colors have way more contrast than I did before, like the white around his mouth is a little bit more bright, and it's a design I've had for a couple years now, so it's not out of the blue that I change him like this. Just look at how cute he is. So next up is Mia, Dylan's mom. I just wanted her to have a clear reference picture so that I didn't need to go back and look through episodes. And then there's Clyde. Well, it just wouldn't feel right if he wasn't in this lineup, but he doesn't really need a redesign or anything. I just wanted to draw him, to be honest. That. And then on the next page is Sarah. If you don't know her, I won't tell you as much about her. She is, well, she just needed another reference thing. Also, the same thing as with Mia. I didn't want to go back and just look through episodes and see the way I drew her. And then next to Mia, you got the Jade Warrior. I wanted to give him a bit more of a knightly look, and I think I did that, but I will come back to his design later and give him another few options for myself, because sometimes you can make one redesign and it doesn't really work out. I just gotta play around with this design a little bit more. Next up is Lucina. I gave her a little bit more of a square look, so she looks a little bit more trustworthy. I changed her outfit to have the spiral emblem on her, which makes her seem more related to King Grump and the Wizards. I drew Dash and Lucina a little bit at the same time so I could go back and forth between the two. I made Dash a little bit taller, and he also has now more of a knightly look because the fire stars, which is his position, are more of like the royal guards of the king and the princess. So you can see that more clearly now. I made sure to give him the spiral emblem too, and he also looks so much more cocky than he did before. Then we have Rick, the character I have always had most trouble with. I gave him a sleeveless look instead of his coat because his coat always clashes with his spikes, so now I don't have to worry about that anymore. He also looks a little bit more his age with this new stance, and well, just the way he looks, I'm glad that I gave him this little rework. Then there's Richard, the actual Firestar and the head of the Special Forces. He had to look more knightly, so I gave him a cape. And as you can see, I use more straight up black now. So, because I like the more contrasty look that it gives. I used to use dark blue for all the black colors in Dylan, but now I feel like because season 2 is a little bit darker, I'm going to use darker with the colors as well. Philip is the next character that also didn't change a lot. I only changed a bit of his coats, and I made his hat a little bit more easy to work with because it had too many details. And I used the spiral emblem on his coat too, instead of the 2 buttons that were there. Next up is Salford, and I know for the people that have read it, you will be like, why do you give him his old outfit? And I know, I just wanted to draw him in his old outfit, to be honest. I wanted to see what it would look like if I would design it now. So yeah, he looks absolutely smug. I actually love his character. I'm sorry. And then we have Mr. or Thoris Ember, and he looks a bit more buff. I wanted to give him a little bit more of darker colors, especially after season 1. I will not say anything, but people who have read it, they know. Next up is my favorite character to design, which is Lydia. Lydia Ember, the mom of Rick, married to Thoris Ember. She is beautiful. She's Grace. She totally doesn't look like a certain vampire from a certain bug game. The outfit is totally not inspired by that, but hey, she looks like this classy vampire. And also now it's more clear to me how I want her outfit to be, because before I had a little bit of a struggle with this. Next up is Mikey. I love his little sweet face, even though he's also such a little menace. He looks so cute. I just wanted to give him a little bit more of a round and refined design. The Grand Wizard has one of those designs where I just don't like the way he looks. So my attitude in this was kind of like, let's just get it over with. He won't get that much screen time, so I don't really care that much about his outfit. But I do think it's better than season 1, and that's all that matters at this point. And last but not least is Jonathan, Dylan's father. I am not going to draw the way he probably looks this season, but more the way that Dylan remembers him. And maybe this is the way he looks this season. You don't know. We're gonna find out. You're gonna find out because I already know. I struggled a little bit with his colors, and in the end I decided to also go black instead of the blue, and use the blue for other parts of his design. So that is it, guys. Well, that was kind of the design session. Help me. This all took me around 8 hours to do, and I've also redesigned Dylan. If you haven't seen it yet, it's here on screen. Look at him, he's so cute. I also used more black in his design. Like I said, I wanted this more contrasty look to season 2. There are still characters I need to redesign, and I will take it upon myself to do that at some point. This video was a lot of fun to make, and I will be making more of these types of videos, not just with my own characters, but also with like other characters. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Do tell me what you liked about this video, what design you like, what design you don't like. If you got anything out of it, maybe it will help you in your design journey as well. I don't know. Yeah, tell me, and have a good day, guys. Bye!